I got tits on me tits. This is the top 10 clean album of the... What? What's a clean album? Well, this list is going to be a little bit different. There's going to be no harsh vocals, and or it's going to be instrumental music. So it's going to be instrumental only or clean vocals only. So here's the top 10 clean/instrumental albums of 2015 so far. Stay tuned. Now, in order to see if this video is going to be any good, I am going to roll this D20. And let's see if I get a crit. Let's see what happens. I got a 4. I fail. So this list is going to suck. This list is going to suck so bad, you might as well just unsubscribe and stop watching and throw your monitor and or laptop out of the window. Go outside. That was a fail. That sucked. Anyways, here we go. Top 10 clean vocals or instrumental albums of the year so far. This list is rather different. Usually people stick with death, black, grind, doom. I've already done all that shit. Now I'm going to do this, and these are my favorites so far. First up, I'll be discussing, not really discussing, but I'm just going to say the band's name, the album title, quick thought, and then we'll move on. Nulling Roots, Shrouds of Celeste. I heard this a couple months ago, and this blew my mind. It's really, what I picked up from it was really depressing post-rock, and it's purely instrumental, or it wouldn't be on this list. But to me, I took back just feelings of sadness, and it's remarkably beautiful on how it's written, and I really think you'll love it. It's something I listened to quite a bit, and I loved it, so there you go. That's going to start off this list. A very, very good recommendation. Next up is Valkyrie and their album Shadows. Now this is just basically really, it's kind of like old school Doom meets some sludge, but with clean vocals. There's a little bit of screaming, so I'm kind of cheating with this one, but it's mainly clean vocals throughout the entire thing. Highly recommend it. Links down below as always, and it'll be incredibly awesome for you. And this next one is Dreadnought and their album Bridging Realms. Now, when it comes to this, it's not even out yet, so you're probably not even going to be able to listen to it. It comes out in August, and just take this as a recommendation. Pay attention to Dreadnought. I think Heavy Blog is Heavy did a review recently. I'll be doing a written review pretty soon, but pay attention to Dreadnought. They are a band you need to focus on. Next up is Barbalith, Mirror Unveiled, and I just learned while pulling up the information for these bands that this came out in November 2014. So for right now, this will be on the list. Later on this year, nah, not going to happen. Unless I find a loophole where actual physical releases came out, like they actually got signed or something, but this came out last year. Really good post-rock, post-metal, atmospheric greatness from this band. Barbalith is from Maryland. Really good bands coming from Baltimore lately. And really, really classy ambient atmospheric stuff with a little bit of black metal tossed in there. Very good stuff. This next band, you probably wouldn't expect me to bring this up, but it's Blind Guardian, Beyond the Red Mirror. This came out in January, and I gave it a listen a couple times, and I actually liked it. I prefer listening to this album while I'm playing Diablo 3, or if I'm listening, or if I'm playing Minecraft with my daughter, because this is something I can quest to or explore to. And it's safe for my daughter to listen to while we're in the room together, and it's really good stuff. And next up is one of my favorite progressive albums to come out this year. I just listened to it last month, and it's Third Ion's 13. It's called 13/8-bit, but they just call it 13/8-bit. And the album starts out with Mega Man chiptune music, and then the band just rolls into it, and it never stops. It's really video game based, very impressive clean vocals happening, and I love it. This is an amazing album, and I hope you all listen to it. Get it, buy it, stream it. Don't pirate it. Don't be a dick. Okay, next up, I had an interview with one of the guitar players of this band, and did I review this? I'm trying to remember if I reviewed this. I think so. You just go to Headbang or GTFO and search for Chardborn. You'll see something. I promise. But yeah, Chardborn's Living Bridges. A couple lads from Ireland wrote 7 songs of beautiful progressive instrumental music. Now, I learned in the interview that the artists that Scale the Summit used for their last album actually did the same. They got that same artist for this album art, and so it's kind of similar. So that's eye-catching in itself, because it's semi-familiar. It's like, oh shit, I think I've seen that before. You listen to it and you think, oh shit, I think I've heard this before. Really, really strong, rhythmic, progressive instrumental music. No vocals. It's mind-blowing. I love it. It's something you can play in front of your grandma, and she'll start tapping her toes, or she'll smack you with her cane. She probably doesn't want to hear that hippie bullshit. Okay, next up is I've always doubted myself when I say this band's name. It looks like Falloch, but it's probably Falloch. This Island, Our Funeral. This is extremely beautiful music, and it's folk meets kind of slower doomish stuff, post-metal, post-rock, with a little bit of black metal in there for good measure. Very good stuff. Love it. Now, after that, we come to another one that is very folk-based, very strong in the clean vocals, very melodic, beautifully written, layers of musical content, very quality stuff from Wilderun. Sleep at the Edge of the Earth. Now, this is something you can just play, and everyone in the room is going to be like, whoa, that was freaking awesome. You should burn me a copy. And I'll say, nay, you go buy a copy and support Wilderun, you fucker. And then I'll point them to their Bandcamp, and they can buy it for $7. It's 9 songs of just interesting music. It's so good. Oh, their last album, Olden Tales and Deathly Trails, was really good, and they really stepped up their game when it came to Sleep at the Edge of the Earth. And it's really gripping stuff, really atmospheric, and it's just charming. It's a masterpiece. Now, to end this list, it wouldn't be right if I didn't put this at the #1 slot. Now, this band got me back into traditional heavy metal. It got me back into clean vocals. It brought me back into having fun with metal. This would be Visigoth. And, I mean, their album, The Revenant King, is just... I'm just starting over myself because all I want to do is listen to this album now. This is fun music. This is dice rolling music. I just rolled a 16. That's not too bad. This is dice rolling music. This is questing music. This is drink some beer and have some fun music. This is just music for everybody. I've actually played this for my daughter, and she's like, "Yeah, Dad, I like this. I like this song." And anybody can like this. I mean, if you don't like this, then you're just being a dick. This is fun. This is really good. Visigoth is brought back entertainment to music for me, as well as expanded my mind even more. And it's like The Revenant King out on Metal Blade. I really didn't think Metal Blade would have such quality metal like this. I mean, they've always had quality death metal and stuff, but when it comes to their traditional heavy metal, I've never really liked the bands they've signed. Never been a fan of any of them, and I gave Visigoth a try. And one listen with The Revenant King, the opening title track, I was sold. Dungeon Master's good. What's the other song I love? My favorite song on the album, The Mammoth Warrior. I think that's what it's called. I freaking love that. It reminds me of my orc warrior back in the day when I used to ride around on a mammoth and just kill the shit out of everybody. It makes me want to go back to the Burning Crusade era and just hop on my orc, play this album for 3 days straight, and just go PvPing. That's how, like, it's just so good. I hope you listen to all of these albums. All these albums are really good. It's the best of the best when it comes to clean vocals. I hate that whiny shit. You'll never get that. No, it's actually like really strong vibratos and stuff. Really good music. Really good vocals. And instrumentally, all these songs are really... it's just masterful in how they put all this together. And I really think you'll like all these. Let me know what you think. Shoot a like my way. Subscribe. Show all your friends. This is not your average list. This is something fun where... you could, if people are getting started into metal, shoot them these recommendations. Maybe Anal Vomit is probably a little too hardcore for somebody trying to get into metal. So test these out first and see if they like them, and then eventually get them into the heavier stuff, because the heavier stuff is where it's at. So, thank you for watching. Headbanger GTFO. Goodbye.